This is Talk Local to Me from the Central Virginia Business Coalition. Local stories, local business, local impact.
Welcome back, everyone, to Talk Local to Me. I am Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with the Visiting Angels of Lynchburg, America's Choice in Home Care.
You always get me with the pause.
I do.
I almost want to talk over you.
I know. I heard you take a breath like you were ready.
I was getting ready to say something cool, and now it's not going to be cool because now I don't remember what I was going to say. No, I'm just kidding. So, welcome back to school. Welcome back to school, all the parents that are listening in that sent their kids out this morning, and you're all like, yes, kids are out of the house. So, yeah.
Mine are all older, so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, mine's a freshman in high school this year, so my last one just hit high school, which is
my gosh,
crazy to me.
It is.
But I'm not even going to say she's excited because she's not a fan of school. But, she's excited to see her friends. And I'm sure she's excited to talk in class and get in trouble and all those good things. So I'm waiting for it. It's going to be a great day.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. So, and I'm also going to do a quick shout out to my events director / my daughter. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Autumn.
Daughter got second billing.
Yeah. Well, I got to have the two. Slash my daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so happy birthday to Autumn, even though she's not listening to us right now. But
I know
I'll make her listen to it later. So anyway, well, we have a really jam-packed episode today with our guests and all of the things that we're going to be talking about today. And I'm really excited. I think over the summer we've had a little bit of a lull with some guests, and some of you guys have listened to me and Mike take over some of the episodes.
About nothing.
Yeah, just whatever. But it's picking back up because, vacations are over. People are getting back to kind of a steady normal with, work and kids going back to school. And so we actually are amping up our guests. And I think it's so important going into this last quarter of the year. We're a little more than the quarter, but, talking with our local business owners, especially when you've got the major holidays coming up. And a lot of people are looking for places to shop, places to eat, places to stay, places to, just utilize services, with winter coming up. So make sure you're tuning in every week and listening to our guests and liking and subscribing to Talk Local to Me to make sure that you are getting notifications when we go live or when our episodes drop after the live episode. So make sure you're listening in. A couple quick updates.
Got some cool events this week.
We do.
So we have some Coffee Talk in Alta Vista, which I'll be there in the morning.
Oh, good. I won't. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be there. I'll be there. Mike's there. I can stay home, right? Take a nap?
No, that's not how that works.
Darn it. Coffee Talk in Alta Vista tomorrow morning. We are at the Spark Innovation Center, and we're there from 8:30 to 10. So if you want to come out and connect with business owners in Alta Vista, or if you are in Alta Vista and want to connect with, business owners from outside of the area, because we've really seen a lot of our Lynchburg friends coming out because they want to learn more about how they can do business and work with people in Alta Vista. So come join us there. And then on Friday, we will be at the Appomattox Inn and Suites. Same time, 8:30 to 10. Same concept. Come out and learn more about our friends in Appomattox and how we can support the Appomattox area and the small businesses there. We are actually going to be talking today. Our first guests are going to be with Appomattox Inn and Suites, Quinta Inn, Ridgeview Event Center. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in the first half of the show.
Yeah.
But I will just say, if you are planning to come out to Appomattox for our coffee talk, it'll be a really great time to come because we're going to be giving away a night stay at the Appomattox Inn and Suites. And if you've never been there, you really do have to come check it out. Yeah. It is really nice. And they have a great breakfast. They're so sweet about letting us have breakfast when we come there in the morning. And I can never remember her name, but she's the sweetest thing ever. She makes sure we have all of our food. And I'm going to be running a little bit late to Friday. So I made Terry, I told her, I was like, if there's sausage, you got to grab, because that's my favorite sausage. So I'm like, grab me a plate of sausage because I'm
a whole plate of sausage.
I mean, whatever, 2-3 pieces of sausage because I'll eat it. It's good.
Okay.
Good it's really good. So anyway, so we're excited to talk about that. We also coming up tomorrow, we have a ribbon cutting tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 for Align Wellness.
Yeah.
Out in Forest. So come out and check them out. They've got like the hyperbaric chambers. They can help like put oxygen like back into your body, and they do like the IV wellness, and they talk to you about all kinds of different options.
I'm gonna have to come check that out because it's
really cool.
It's different.
It is different.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I got to have like a little tour when I went in to talk with them, and I'm always interested in learning about the different ways you can do things with your health, right? 'Cause
Right.
I feel like there's something new happening all the time.
Apparently, you're supposed to drink water. Who knew?
Yeah.
And apparently, Coke Zero does not count as water.
No, it doesn't. Nor does coffee, by the way.
Man,
I found that out.
this news
Like,
just gets worse and worse.
all my coffee's like running through my body. So, but that is not. That actually dehydrates you.
Yeah.
So it's not good for you. But
Oh man.
I digress because I'm going to drink it anyway. So we have that going on tomorrow afternoon. And then just a quick, next week, our coffee talk in the Lynchburg area is going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn. So that's on Friday, the 28th, and that's from 8 to 10. So we encourage everyone to come out there and check out the Hilton Garden Inn and all that they have going on. Great facility as well. I think we're really blessed in our area to have some really great properties that
We
people
are.
can utilize. We're going to talk more about that. And then next Thursday, the 27th, don't forget, we have our CVABC night with the Hill City Howlers. So for those of you who don't know who that is, that's the Lynchburg Hillcats.
And how
They're
do you
now
get
the
tickets for
Howlers. So you can get tickets by our newsletter. We have that out on our newsletter. You can also go on our website and you can register. So our members get 2 free tickets. And then if they need to get any additional tickets, if they want to bring their kids or family members, they can do that. It's $5 each. And so it's Thursday night. Game starts at 6:30. We actually are going to have the first space, like the picnic area. So we're providing a picnic style dinner for our members that come out. So it's like hamburgers and hot dogs and baked beans and slaw, I think, and non-alcoholic beverages. You can purchase your own alcoholic beverages, but we aren't providing that. But it's going to be a really fun night. Last year when we did this, we had like, I think 70 some people that were there. It was a really big night. So we're hoping for a good turnout again this year. But it's just kind of our way of saying thank you for being a member and having just a fun evening, right? Not just all about work. We want you to come out and just have a good time.
Sounds good.
So I think that's it for like the next 2 weeks. So we're really busy. Lots going on. And then the other thing I'll just quickly mention is the Bedford CenterFest Festival is taking place September 19th. We are on a waiting list for that. So if you're listening and you're like, darn it, I missed the cutoff, you did. But you can still request to be on the waiting list. We are trying really hard to put everyone in. But because we had so many vendors register, we had to cut it off just to make sure we weren't like overcrowding our space. So that's coming up September 19th. But if you're just listening because you want to come out and hang out, it's going to be an awesome event. Music, Kids Zone, at least 180 vendors, probably more now that I'm, with the waiting list. Lots of food trucks, lots of things to do. So put it on your calendar. And then lastly, Christmas parade applications have opened for Lynchburg, Bedford, and Appomattox.
What?
We are now organizing the Appomattox parade as well because why not?
Why not?
I didn't have anything else to do on that Saturday. So I said, let's just do that too. So anyway, and I know it's the end of August, beginning of September, and you're like, it's not even close to Christmas. It will be here in like no time. That's it. I'm really tired. So I'm going to let you take over the rest of the podcast. I'm going to go to sleep.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. What'd you say?
Anyway, that's what we've got going on. You can always check out that information on our website. But we're going to jump into talking with our first guest today. So I have, I've been speaking with Susan for about a month or two now. And this is the first time actually getting to meet you in person. So it's awesome to meet you. And then Courtney here as well, with the Quinta Inn and the Ridgeview Event Center. And then they're also part of with the Appomattox Inn and Suites. It's all kind of part of y'all's, what do you want to call it? Like your hotel portfolio. Yes. Yeah. So I guess just to kind of start us off, welcome and tell us a little bit about like yourself and the La Quinta and, kind of just give us some highlights and then we'll dive a little deeper into it.
I'm going to let Courtney start.
Hi. Yes. It's so nice to be a part of this today. I really appreciate you guys having us. But yeah, with the Quinta Inn and Suites and Ridgeview Event Center. So we are on Candler's Mountain Road. So pretty convenient to a lot of the, local attractions and whatnot. But we are newly renovated. We just opened our Ridgeview Event Center back in 2023. So, we're still trying to work on getting our name out there and, just making sure that people know we're here and what we have to offer. But I've been with the company now for about 1.5 years and it's been wonderful. So
It's good. Yeah. And it's a beautiful space too.
It is.
So, because we utilized it as the CVABC a couple times, and it's a great little space and very convenient.
Yep.
Close to everything.
Yeah. We've used it for the CVABC. And then I have also used it just personally for a number of things. I had my daughter's baby shower there 2 years ago. Most recently, I just had my dad's 75th birthday there. And for those listening, we see a lot of people that ask, like, where can we go to host things like that? Like, I need to do a baby shower. I need to do a birthday party.
Right.
And we have a lot of like event venues in our area that people do like weddings and things at, and those can be really pricey. They also can be a little bit bigger than what you need for like something like that. Well, you could, I'm sure, do a wedding in there, but or reception. Absolutely.
Right.
But for me, it was great because it's right there in like the center of town. I'm not driving out like 20,000 miles into the country, which of course those are nice too. But, like you said, Courtney, it's very convenient. And it's very, very, it's just nice. It's easy for people that maybe have physical like disabilities. You don't have to worry about, getting up and down stairs or like, I don't know, going really far from the parking lot to the venue. It's all like right there for you. So I have really enjoyed using it. It's always been very, clean, set up. Like, they always ask me like, how do you want it set up? And they've had it like perfect every time. And even the kitchen space has been really easy to use and has a lot of, opportunities to keep things warm and keep things in the fridge. And, you can, cut up vegetables on the table, if you're trying to do it yourself. So I have really enjoyed the time that I've used that space. So
we get a lot of compliments about the kitchen and people being able to bring in their own food and beverage, and everything. So.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice and accommodating. So how many rooms does the Quinta have?
120. Okay. And, I think that's probably one of the most convenient things is, if you have guests coming in out of town for whatever event it is that you are, hosting, it's really convenient for your guests just to be able to walk right across the sidewalk afterwards and go right to their hotel room. So that is really something that I think is great that's offered. But just a beautiful space. It really is.
Mm-hmm. And I talked about the proximity, with the Ridgeview Event Center, but even with the hotel, you're right there near the mall.
Right.
You're right there near Liberty University, which I think is really big to let, to let people know because Liberty University is huge. And there are a lot of parents that come in to visit their family and, whether it's like college for a weekend or whether it's a football game or, different things. Right. So the opportunity to have a space that close to your kids, I think is a really big draw, to the
We're sold out this weekend with the students moving in back to school. Yeah. So that is great. And then we're right there off the highway. So it makes it very convenient all the way around.
Yes. Yeah. Especially even if you're staying not in Lynchburg, but you're in between. Because I know a lot of times people that live in like the Bedford area or, outside of the area may want to come in or they have kids. Like even if you have kids that are moving in and you're not, you may be from Roanoke. It's not that far away, but maybe you just want to drive home, right?
Right.
So I do think the proximity of it to all the things is really nice.
Yeah. And the airport. I mean, everything is right there, from if you're right there at Ridgeview and La Quinta, you can be downtown, you can be Appomattox, you can, it's all right within that little nucleus.
Yes. Now with the Appomattox Inn and Suites, so that's like you said, kind of a partner company with you. Tell us a little bit more about, that space as well.
That property is fantastic. It looks like something out of Colonial Williamsburg, the property itself. There is an outdoor pool. We do have a fantastic breakfast. And right next to the battlefield, the courthouse and all that area with the cute shops, are within less than a mile. Everything is right there for you. There are so many restaurants and, fun little things that are popping up in Appomattox. It's a great little side trip, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great stopover. We get a lot of motor coach business and all that. So we're always looking for different things. We've got meeting space. We can seat about 75 to 100 in the ballroom. So great for like right now, even with Ridgeview as well. Holiday parties are coming up. So, we're here for those. So yeah, just about anything that you're looking for, between Ridgeview and La Quinta and then Appomattox, I feel like we've got you covered.
Right.
And Appomattox is great, the Inn and Suites, because like it's far enough away where you feel like you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you want to do like a staycation
Exactly.
and just, get out of the house or,
right.
things like that. Like it's
Yeah.
like 20 minutes, 30 minutes right up 460. And, it makes you feel like you're getting away and a little more unreachable if you went to be
Well, it's funny you should say that because I'm hearing that, I'm in and out of the market and I'm here for the next 3 days and I'm actually staying at Appomattox on this go round. So I'm excited to be over there. They are sold out also with the students moving in. But looking forward to that. I'm going to try that sausage.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it when I'm there. I'm like,
So is it the links or the patties?
it's the patties.
Oh,
They have
good.
really good
Yes.
patties.
Yes.
I like sausage links normally, but their patties are really good.
Oh,
So,
see. I'll save you some because I'll be there Friday
just-
morning.
yeah,
So I'll
take
save
the
you
whole
some.
tray and stick it in the back. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. It's really good. You brought up something too that I wanted to mention, both with the Appomattox Inn and Suites and also the La Quinta, is that y'all do have meeting space.
Yep.
And I think that's important for people to know because I know a lot of businesses don't necessarily have conference rooms or meeting space in their in their offices,
Right.
and maybe looking for somewhere that they can host, whether it's a small, corporate thing or even with the Ridgeview, if you're doing like an office party.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more, I guess, about the meeting space at the La Quinta as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have not only our Ridgeview that can seat up to 150, it's about 2,500 square feet, but not everybody needs that much space. So we do have our smaller meeting rooms within the hotel itself. We have 3 total. One of them is just like a smaller board style room. So it's got a big conference table and everything if anybody needs something like that. But between all of our spaces, like Susan said, we've pretty much got you covered.
Yeah. And again, and I mentioned this with Christmas parades, right? It is the end of August. September. You probably should book now for corporate, especially for holiday parties, because
we're already getting calls.
Yeah, people start booking for that early. Because a lot of times people do want to have somewhere nice to bring their employees and that sort of thing. So we're actually hosting in November our coffee talk at the Ridgeview
Ridgeview Event.
Yep, that place is where we're going to be. The Ridgeview Event Center. We're gonna be there. I think it's November 20th is the date, and one of the things we're doing with that event, because Ridgeview has the space, which is really cool, is we usually do a community giving fair, which is like our nonprofit, like little vendor fair that we do.
Right.
So we're kind of incorporating that into our coffee talks, so some of our nonprofits can bring their little tables and set up around the outer edge. And it's our way of doing that before Giving Tuesday. So it's a really great space, and it's going to show people how you can use that space, but also have people come in and meet and greet.
And to follow up with our friend that just went down the tracks, it's also great if you have like company training that you need to do and you need a little bit more space.
Training.
That was
Love
great.
it.
I'm proud of that moment.
That was great. That was
so,
great.
but it is great because like we have, so we're blessed in our office. We have a nice big space where we can do training, things like that, but not. I've been to a lot of Visiting Angels offices and they don't have that space. So being able to like get your team on one place and together and not have to sit in different rooms to do a training or something like that, like that's also a great thing. So
and even if you need like breakout rooms, it's like Courtney's saying, we've got Ridgeview and we have the 3 meeting rooms in the La Quinta, so plenty of space for a large meeting and then some little breakouts.
And then if somebody's technology is challenged with technology like Heather is, like, and they need a training space, do you guys have like projectors, things like that, TVs that they can use for things like that? Or
So we have select items. Anything we don't have, we have a local company that we partner with that we can recommend to you.
Okay.
Perfect.
So just didn't know if that was an option or not. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been to, it's been a while, but I have used I haven't used it, but I have been to some trainings at the La Quinta that, we've had. I know with Minnie's Travel Boutique, they actually did, back when we did our CBABC trip to Disney. Remember, Mike, that they actually did some of their
they did all their
trainings at the La
Quinta. What were those called? The Mickey
I don't remember
magic moments or something.
Yeah, but we had there were different days we came to the La Quinta a couple different times, and we used those rooms.
Right.
They did like our kind of like our training, but like telling us what we can expect when we go to Disney, like all the fun things.
And if they were having those meetings right now, they would tell us that there's a new Figment ride coming to Epcot.
Oh, there are so many things. Don't get me started.
Oh, exciting.
Chrissy is super excited about.
Yeah, I actually stayed up until 1 a.m. watching all the D23. So I'm gonna put my because I do Disney travel on the side, so I'll put that hat over there. But there's so many things coming up about Disney, but that'll digress and we'll go down the rabbit hole literally. So I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, so lots of great use of space. What is like one thing maybe people don't know or we haven't talked about the La Quinta that you would want people to know, or even the Appomattox Inn and Suites for that matter? We may have hit on everything, so.
I will say, in the afternoons we do have popcorn popping.
Yes, you do.
That's a hit,
Yes.
So I'm excited because today I'll be able to. I'll be able to have some today. I'm excited.
When I went to get the key for the event that day, there was popcorn going, and I walked in. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this smells so good!"
Oh, I know.
I love popcorn,
and that is the best popcorn. But we have, of course, complimentary parking, complimentary Wi-Fi. The breakfast is fantastic, complimentary. So, we have a few suites, within the hotel, so we do those, as upgrades, just different things. Courtney is going to be that go-to person, and she has been there long enough. She knows the area, she knows the property so well, and I mean, anything that you need, we're able to take care of. And that's the great thing about having Ridgeview connected, with the hotel. So holiday parties, right now are a big push for us. We even do, we were talking about the boardroom, those are great for depositions. We get a lot of those. So anything at all that you're sitting there and you're thinking, I just need a place, you just need a place to get away, and just do a quick little meeting, or whatever it is you need to do. We can take care of that for you. And, it's not expensive.
Right.
So
one thing too, I'll mention, because I know Dana has mentioned this before, and I'm sure that the La Quinta has it as well. But do y'all do like corporate block rooms, like for people that are coming in? Like I know there's people that come in and do construction, and they have to utilize multiple spaces and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we have, we definitely have construction crews that come through, project teams we call them, and we do CLC rates. We do government rates, of course. Right. So whatever per diem is in the area, and then we set up actual corporate rates. So if anybody's out there and they think, oh, I want a place that that's our place. That's where we're going to put all of our travelers or VIPs that are coming in. Anybody at all. We can set up a negotiated rate for you, and you keep that rate, all year long. And anybody that comes in that you say, okay, this VIP gets this rate, or all of our travelers get this rate, then we have a rate code, and you can make reservations online, or you can call into the hotel, and we'll take care of you.
I think that's really great. My son used to do construction. They used to work out of town a lot, and he loved being able to go to like some of the places that he knew. And some of those amenities you mentioned, like the parking and even the popcorn, like all of those are so important to people. They make a big difference versus some of the places you go that it's like, oh, well, you have to pay to park every night, or breakfast. You have to go in there. Like, yeah, we have breakfast, but you have to pay for it. Yeah. So I think the fact that y'all have all these like great complimentary add-ons as well. Is wonderful.
It is. And, a lot of what people those are things anymore that people want, you know? And you know, when you think about it, just like the construction crews and everything, you're away from home, you know, your family, your TV, your dog, you know, your popcorn. And so we're trying to make that your home away from home, you know, with our hotels. And I feel like we do a really great job of that. The staff is very attentive, you know, anything that you need, we're there, you know, as you know, 24/7. So
yes. Well, I'm so glad you guys were able to come on the show today.
Thank you.
We talk with a lot of guests, and you know, I think a lot of times I'm learning right along with my guests because I get to learn more about what they do. But this is one time like I can sit here on the air and say like, hey, I have used these spaces. Like I have used these services, and I can vouch for what they're saying. You know, sometimes I have guests on and I'm like, oh, that's what you do. And like, you know, maybe I haven't used them yet. I'm hoping to, you know, a lot of them. But this is one that I can truly say, if you're listening in,
You've utilized this?
I have utilized 5-star experience with these spaces. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Like I have had no, you know, I didn't leave there going, oh, I should call them later and be like, I did not approve of that. Like this was not good, or this was an issue. Or like I didn't have any of that.
Right.
So it's, you know, what is it? I fully endorse.
Oh,
like you do through the things. I endorse this message.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I endorse this message.
Well, you know, we are, you know, our company makes sure that we follow certain standards, you know, like most companies do. So, you know, there are certain things, there are certain audits and things that hotels go through that people just don't probably even realize, you know, but food and safety, everything. So we take care of all of that, you know, and make sure that, you know, from the minute you walk in to the minute you walk out, that you've had a great experience. Because it's, you know, not cheap to stay out, you know, from away from home, you know. So whether you're staying on a company business, you know, or your own just weekend travel or something, you know, that's money, and we want it to be well spent, and we want them to know that, you know, that was a great value. So that's what keeps them coming back.
Well, and I also will give a quick shout out to Dana at the Appomattox Inn and Suites, because you know, I think one of the other pluses to this is that my interactions with management and those that I've had to work with, while you and I have not met face to face, our phone calls and our emails and just everything has been very, you know, it's been quick and answered, and I haven't been like, you know, so working with y'all's team, whether it's been at La Quinta and Ridgeview or at Appomattox Inn and Suites, has also been very positive as well. Good. So you know, I just want to throw that out there too, because I think that makes a big difference when people are looking at things, as well as how accessible is it to talking with the people they need to talk to, right?
Right. So we take pride in that. So thank you very much. That's very important.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you all. This has been fun. I think I'm enjoying this.
It is. It's a good time. It's a good time.
And so we ask every podcast guest that comes on 2 questions.
Oh, yes.
One is, how long have you been part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
Well, we actually just joined, so we're super excited. Yes. Dana in Appomattox has been, I don't know, a couple.
So Dana,
3,
let's see, Appomattox has been at least 3, I believe.
Good.
And Ridgeview and La Quinta has been members like in the past. We just got everything kind of re-upped with, you know, everything. So
with the changes and stuff.
Yeah, with the changes and everything. So I mean, 3 years or so. I would definitely say I feel comfortable saying that.
Good.
And what do you feel like is the greatest benefit from the CVABC?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, with my interactions, Heather.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not just doing that. Heather, I know Courtney's I've just been saying, Heather can take care of this. Heather knows this person. Heather can help us with this and that. So I know with me that, I think being able to do the podcast, I just think that you all have a lot of ways to help people like us that want to get our businesses out into the community.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a huge benefit to have you guys do that and to be so well connected. So
that's my
we
favorite
appreciate
answer.
that.
It's my least favorite. My least favorite answer.
Well, I'm just meeting you, but I feel the same with you.
Right.
You're probably great, Mike.
Yeah.
I think so, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I think that is, you I thank you for that, because I do strive to make sure that, when I am meeting,
right?
it really is. It is about the connection. Just like I was saying with it, being able to talk to somebody and realize that like they're hearing me and we're working together and we're building resources for each other, right? Because that's what it's about.
Right.
Like having, with us and, my work that I do with small businesses in the area, that's where my passion lies. And so that's what I want. I want to make sure we're making those connections with businesses. And so whether you come on the show and say, oh, it's the, the majority we get is the networking, the connections that are made, right?
Yeah.
And that means we're doing something right. Yes. That's what we should be doing, is building connections, because that's what builds all of our business.
Right. So. I totally agree.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, with that and me being the best answer ever, I'm going to head to commercial and we will be back, and we're going to be chatting with Patrick Henry's Red Hill and learning more about their organization, some of the events they have coming up, and the beautiful property that they have. So we'll be right back. Today's podcast is brought to you by Omega Disaster Restoration, located in Campbell County, Virginia. Omega specializes in water, fire, and smoke damage restoration, as well as mold remediation. Their region includes Central and Southwest Virginia, which spans a vast service area from Blacksburg to Charlottesville and Stanton to Danville.
In addition to disaster restoration and full-service reconstruction and remodeling, Omega is proud to offer custom all-wood cabinets through their Hanover Woodworking Studio, custom countertops via their Top Solution Studio, and dumpster services through Old Dominion Dumpsters, all part of the Omega family of brands. A beautiful showroom is currently under construction at their Exchange Drive location and will be soon open to the public, showcasing their diverse offerings.
Customers can call 434-616-4659 for emergency assistance with water, fire, smoke damage, or mold remediation needs. Omega provides 24/7 emergency response, ensuring that help is always available. Locally owned and not a franchise, Omega is your first and last call in any emergency, restoring your home or business from beginning to end. For more information about Omega Disaster Restoration and their comprehensive services, please visit omegadisasterrestoration.com/VA/Lynchburg.
Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Home Care, is now serving Lynchburg and the surrounding counties from their new location at 2201 Langhorne Road, providing our community with personal care services, including assistance with bathing, dressing, meal preparation, grocery shopping, light housekeeping, and much more. Our trained staff have to pass all of our requirements for a high standard of care, ensuring that you have a compassionate, kind, and qualified caregiver. Our office team works with you as a partner in providing care for you or your family member to make the task of starting and continuing care an easier process. At Visiting Angels, we understand that every individual is different. That's why our team of dedicated caregivers is committed to providing tailored assistance to make you happier and healthier at home. Call 434-439-4698 to learn more about our services and schedule a free in-home, no-obligation consultation. Trust Visiting Angels in Lynchburg to bring peace of mind to you and your loved ones.
Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Home Care.
I hate that catchy that is. It makes me sing it every time.
I don't even hear it anymore. It's just like...
It's funny because even when I'm at home and I hear it on the TV, it like catches I'm like immediately like singing it, and I'm not meaning to. Like I'll be in the kitchen.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, I had like the worst week at work, right? And so it was like I was super stressed, and I was at home just trying not to think about work. And we literally got like 3 Visiting Angels commercials while we were watching streaming programs on Peacock. I'm like, I can't escape this. So, but to be fair, that's like the only time I've seen Visiting Angel commercials, because we don't watch a lot of stuff with commercials. So
you should add that to your karaoke list and just pop it in there every few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole song. There's choruses and verses and everything.
Is there really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there was like a whole song.
There is.
Oh, I'm gonna need to hear this now.
No, Google it.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to listen to
I'll send it to you.
entire Visiting Angel song.
I'm gonna make it your ringtone on my phone or something.
I'm gonna come Christmas carol it at your office. I'm gonna get a bunch of people to learn it.
There you go.
We'll just show up and sing.
Just let me know so we can video, because that would be a great commercial. Just saying.
That would be so funny.
So
anyway,
it'd be a great reel to learn about at a Lunch and Learn.
It would. Oh, we do have a Lunch and Learn coming up.
We do.
I forgot about that.
It's almost like I've been on the website today.
It is. So yeah, for those listening in, talking about reels, we've got a Lunch and Learn next Tuesday, the 25th, 11:30 to 12:30 at the CVABC offices in Forest. So Kelly with Media Mosaic is going to be hosting a Lunch and Learn on how to create reels. So for those of you who are like me and are not very good at the technology and making the reels and doing the things, Kelly will be there to help you out with that. So you can register online on our website to attend. I mean, you can just show up, but we would appreciate you registering only because it just lets us know how many people are coming, make sure we have enough chairs. It is free. There is no charge. You bring your own lunch and just come and learn. That's why it's called a lunch and learn, folks.
Look at that.
Lunch.
Bring your lunch and learn.
There you have it. Okay. So now we are going to be chatting with Michelle. Hello.
Hello.
And she is with Patrick Henry's Red Hill.
And I love her shirt.
You like
Yeah.
it?
It says "Got Liberty."
Yes.
And we have these on sale. We have them in multiple colors, and you can even have some that have the collars on them too. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
Fancy stuff.
not the name tag. That's mine.
Okay. Have to,
You cannot be Michelle.
name tag sold separately.
Yes.
Batteries not included.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to work there
Yes.
to be honored with the name.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess to kick us off, for people that may have not yet visited
Mhm.
Patrick Henry's Red Hill or have not heard of it, tell us a little bit about what Patrick Henry's Red Hill is
Mhm.
and what you can experience there.
So Patrick Henry, one of our amazing founding fathers. We like to call him the kind of the forgotten Virginia founder. He was the voice of the revolution. He was, the firebrand that really started the fight for American independence. He died relatively young. He was about 63, and he tried to retire out at one of his plantations, which was Red Hill, out in Brookneal. He was there for only about 5 years, bought the property in 1794, passed away in 1799. He had 17 children with 2 of his wives. So there's a massive legacy that was left behind. Unfortunately, he was a man that, although he was a great speaker, did not like to take notes, did not like to write speeches, did not like to keep a diary. So that is what our job is as historians at the site. Is we are now trying to preserve his legacy and seeing that is carried on for the public. And when you go there, I love to say when people come out that you were literally seeing Patrick Henry's Red Hill, that his last plantation, as he would have seen it. It is virtually in perpetuity the same view shed that he would have had. The property did go through a couple of building projects, and it's unfortunately the main house burnt down in 1919, but it was rebuilt by a Lynchburg architect by Stanhope Johnson, and he came out and kind of rebuilt the whole area. So we now have the Patrick Henry House. We have some outbuildings, the original law office, which is quite amazing. It's been there since 1772 under the original owners. And we have the largest collection of Patrick Henry artifacts at over 3,000 items.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's
What's
like,
the most unusual item?
well, I will tell you my favorite one.
Okay.
Because I collect antiques.
That's good too.
His standing desk is in our museum, and it's
Wait, so
absolutely.
standing desks date back that far?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's when they first started coming out. Yeah.
Okay, so my mind is blown now. Like,
You didn't know that?
no, I was
Do you
thought
know
that
the
was
history of a
like
standing
anything-
desk?
No.
It was supposed to help your body fluids be able to adjust properly so that you
Oh.
could study more.
I love nerd knowledge.
Yeah.
Really?
And it actually started coming. You saw it a lot out in England or out in Europe, and then the American, or I should say, the colonial students that were over there brought the idea back here because there was a famous. It's kind of a little bit of folklore that there was I think it was probably about 18 or 19 gentlemen that was out in Cambridge out at school, and his professor kept saying he was falling asleep too much. So he said, you need to go stand before you basically understand. So he had the standing desk that he had him stand at.
That's
And
cool.
that's what, but what's amazing is Jefferson has a standing desk at his place, but his standing desk has little pieces that fold out. So it literally just almost looks like a tripod type of thing.
Oh.
And then it has arms that fold out. Ours literally looks like a giant leaf top fold up desk. And it's quite tall. I mean, Patrick Henry was 6 feet tall, but I just love that piece. It's
That
just
is really cool.
and you walk in there and you can see, like, we really are trying to find what the provenance is on it. So we don't really know where it was made. We think it was made at Red Hill, which makes it even more amazing. But like we have his, when he said, "Give me liberty or give me death," he was holding a paper cutter in his hand. We have the paper cutter.
Oh, that's cool.
It's on loan right now for, I think it's up in Yorktown, and we'll be getting it back in 2027. But it's like you go in there and you can see his glasses, and you can see, the medicine bag that for his son that was there after Patrick died. His son, had kept the property going. The house, that property was in the Henry family for up until 1944.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it stayed in as, a Henry property from, 1794 to 1944.
Wow.
With it. So there's a huge legacy with that. And then that's just the Henry legacy. Then we have the amazing legacy of the African-American community that was connected to the property. Unfortunately, under the circumstance of initially of being enslaved, but we have one of the oldest African-American cemeteries in the entire state of Virginia. And it's very remote. It's quiet. You go down this mount, like I call it a forest trail. It's absolutely the most peaceful, I think the most peaceful part on the entire property. But you go down there and there's 147 markers, one headstone, because they had field stones, and we had a LiDAR scan that came out, and that was the only way we could distinguish how many people were buried out there. Our amazing genealogist has been able to, she's getting her doctorate, but she's been studying the property and the African-American history for, I think she's going on 6 years now. But she's been able to uncover 60 different individuals.
Wow.
Name them and their descendants.
Oh, that's cool.
That's virtually unheard of.
Right.
And what's amazing about it is
it's not an easy task either.
No. It's like 6 years. And I should say we, but we have a new curator that is, she's been there for 3 years, but now she's our curator, Courtney, and she's absolutely amazing with them. I call her brain's like a giant sponge with the information she has. And she has uncovered that there's possibly more people from the African-American community that were buried there that we're now still uncovering. So that's a wonderful, the amazing thing about history. I always say it's only reliable until the next great discovery.
Right. Because
what we know now, tomorrow could completely change. And that's what's so amazing, especially with Patrick Henry's family, because there's nothing there. He didn't write anything down. He didn't write any of his speeches. So even the speeches that we have him saying, those were all kind of piecemeal together years later when a biographer decided to write his story. So, and he went and he talked to people so what did Patrick say when he was at St. John's Church? Did he say, "Give me liberty or give me death"? When did he say it? So, and it was just kind of putting everything together like a puzzle to try to figure it out. And that's what we're still doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am so in awe of the historians and that can go and do all of
we
that,
love it.
find all this information. Like I can sit here and listen to you talk for hours. Like I'm just sitting here like
right.
I'm just looking. I'm just listening to you, and I'm just like, this is so cool.
We totally geek out. It's like there's I can't go anywhere without finding some kind of historical narrative that I'm going to put to it. My downtime is research, or I go to a battlefield, or, I was with the National Park Service at President Garfield's home. I was with the state parks before that. So it's like I constantly am like geeking out over it. Right. It's the best thing in the world.
I love history. It's probably my favorite subject. I don't love the geography part they stick in with history. That's probably my least favorite. And I think that's where they lose people, to be quite honest.
Or data, when they start throwing data, like 400 men marched across this field and there was a battle that lasted for 22 minutes and 30. Like no one wants to sit there and listen to that.
Yeah. But listening and learning more about our country and like the people that were in the different time period, I love that.
Best thing in the world is personal stories, because you got to remember history did not happen in a vacuum.
Right.
It's not static. People made those stories. So to understand what's going on, you got to understand the people. You've got to understand these stories. You've got to be able to connect and make that like human connection with it. And I think when you're able to do that, especially when you're looking at, you come out to Patrick's Henry site, it's very remote. I love to say we are off grid. If anyone's been out there, we're off grid. I mean, I live on site and it's off grid, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's absolutely stunning when you walk out there. We've had people that have been out there, and one of the first things you always hear them say is, these grounds are immaculate. It almost looks like carpet with it. Our ground, we have, a father and son team. That's it, for over 1,000 acres that they work on.
Wow.
It's just, and we do whatever we possibly can to make sure that everything, that our mission for keeping his legacy alive. But it's also an educational site. And most people don't realize that when you think of going to a historic plantation. We have living history programs for schools. We have self-guided tours. We have guided tours. We've just now started for the pets. We have hounds around the grounds. So I developed to have, basically like a little scavenger hunt for your dog. And you go and you do the scavenger hunt with your puppy. Come back, you get a dog biscuit, a certificate, your picture goes up on the wall, and your dog gets a little special. I had specially made dog tags with Patrick Henry,
cool.
Red Hill, and that, and
cool.
an etching of the house, so they get that. We have the history scavenger hunt for kids, for any age, so they can go and because you see a lot of parents that will like, come on, let's go. We're going to drag you, and who wants to go see something historical?
I went a lot of places as a kid
Yeah.
that I get to go back and visit as an adult, because now I travel all over the country for like conferences, things like that. And like New Orleans was one of the places. And like, I remember being a kid and like fussing the entire time. Like, why are we here? What is this? Like, what is that? We went to go see the Alamo, like all these different things that as a kid, I did not appreciate how much learning and fun there was involved with it, right?
Right.
And as an adult now, I'm like, I go back to this place, I'm like, this is such a cool place. Like, how great was it that I was able to come here as like an 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people don't see that because, so I grew up in, as a Navy brat, I was all up and down the East Coast. I've moved 30 something times in my 55 years, but my family homestead was upstate New York, up near the Canadian border. So my stomping grounds was Fort Ticonderoga and Fort Crown Point. And, I grew up in New England. So kind of like, that's that hotbed of you're constantly surrounded by history. So I was kind of naturally that history geek, brought at least my oldest son kind of followed that. But you see a lot of kids when they come in, they're like, oh, this is so boring. But so we have to constantly develop and bring that younger crowd in. So, we have that history detective so they can go through, and then when they come back, they get a prize with it. We have the self-guided tours. We have group tours with it. So we also have the programming and special events that happened, like the star parties and of course our quarter place tribute that's coming up. So it's something where it's not just that static environment where you just come and walk through the house. No, you get to immerse yourself in experience. I think that's the best way to put it. I want people to experience, and that's what we want. Come out to the site, experience what it is to be out there.
Yeah.
With it.
And you were talking about you love the personal stories and things like that. And the thing is like these are all real people. And I think so many times like the way that I looked at it growing up is like, well, these weren't like real people. These are people who like just did big things or things like that. And like, so you don't connect it with a real person. It's kind of like when you go to the grocery store and you see your teacher, right? You're like in 3rd grade and you're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you
I'm a
grocery
person.
shop? You shop.
Like a teacher is a job, right? So being able to connect those stories and things like that. And I think that now there is a lot more media like TV shows and movies and things like that involve history, right?
Yeah.
Like
especially you got now because we were in that the 250 stuff.
Yes.
That was huge with it, and everybody was kind of jumping on board with that. But I'm like, why does it have to be Virginia? The 250? Why can't you just do it all the time?
Right.
With it.
And then of course you have new history being made too, because like you have a citizenship.
Yes.
What's presentation?
Naturalization.
Yeah. Naturalization.
We did it the 29th.
Ceremony.
Yeah. And it was great because like this year we had the naturalization, we had Patrick Henry's birthday. It was all on the same day. We had the Patrick Henry Descendants reunion all on the same day. And then we had the Virginia 250 Mobile Museum that was there for that weekend.
Oh, so it was
that
low-key weekend.
Oh, it was we were just kind of like laying around like nothing was going on.
Yeah. So my parents actually became American citizens at Red Hill. So
did they?
They did. So I became a citizen a year before them. We sent all our paperwork off in like pretty much the same envelope, and I became a citizen a year before them. I got to go to a courthouse in Roanoke. They got to go to Red Hill. I want to call a recount, but so it was a really cool experience for them. And so that's
awesome.
Somebody's history. Right, because history is just old current events.
Yeah,
right.
But so. I always, especially when I have like the younger kids, because I'm trying to. You have all these young kids, and they don't understand the concept of writing in a diary or writing a letter. But I always would say, does anyone here, do you guys keep a diary? Do you write a journal? Every once in a while you get one. And then I always tell the kids, I said, well, when you do that, you're making history.
Right.
Because you're making your footprint in history, and you're now part of my history. So I can go on and say, well, guess what? I had, New London Academy here. So on this day, and this is what we did. Mm-hmm. You're making history. And they're like, everyone kind of looks at you like, what? Yeah. They just don't understand grasp that concept of it. But what's you got to start them young, get them young with it.
Well, and y'all even have, correct me if I'm wrong, I may be wrong, but don't y'all have one of Patrick Henry's relatives that comes to...
He's our employee.
Yeah, okay. And he actually does a reading or does some...
Oh, he's there all the time.
Yeah.
Some extreme nepotism.
That's really cool.
So, and I swear I'm not making this up. His name is Patrick Henry Jolly.
Oh my gosh.
He what a great story for him. He lives in Ohio, Northern Ohio. And he started, I think like 30 something years ago, he started coming down to Red Hill. Of course, he grew up knowing he was a relative. He grew up with his family having the paper cutter in their house, the Patrick Henry paper cutter.
Cool.
I think it was like his uncle or a great uncle that had it. So he knew his family history, and he didn't really get into it until later on. He retired from his work up in Northern Ohio, and then he started coming down here, and he would do special tours and special events. Now he's our official ambassador. And he hates when I could say that to him. I'm like, you're our ambassador to Red Hill. But he's amazing, because when he's on site, he comes down every few weeks. He's down for like a week or two, maybe a month, and then he goes back up to Ohio. But he comes down, he does, tours, he does the orientation, he'll do private tours, special tours, his speaking engagements that he'll go all across the state, goes into Ohio, goes into North Carolina, does these great speaking engagements, and he does them as in first person, as his great-great-grandfather, in period costume. And his brain is like this massive sponge when it comes to his family's legacy. And it's amazing just sitting around and talking to him with just the stuff that he has. So yeah, we have that unique little
I knew y'all did. And I wanted to bring it up because I think that's just really cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because people will walk in, and that's the first thing I'll say. I'm like, "Would you like to meet a relative?" And you'll see these people like, "Yeah, right." I'm like, "No, seriously, it's Patrick Henry Jolly." That's not his made up name. That's his real name with it. But yeah, it's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Quarter Place tribute, and I wanted to give you some time to talk about that because that's coming up.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what that is and how people can, come out to that.
So this year we're doing September 26th. It's a Saturday, from 11 to official ceremony starts at 11, ends at about 3:30. But the gates open. Our gate opens at 9:00. And what backstory on it? So I mentioned earlier about the Quarter Place of being one of the oldest African-American cemeteries in the state of Virginia. So there's a very large legacy of the enslaved population that were with Patrick Henry and then with his family afterwards up until emancipation. They did not leave. A large portion of them stayed in the area, and they became sharecroppers or tenant farmers. And they stayed on that property up until the 50s. But they had their own cemetery. That was traditionally done. Unfortunately, they were segregated even in their passing, and they had their own unique cemetery, which was down at the end of this trail. We always knew it was there. It was that part of the Patrick Henry property had been. You got to figure Patrick Henry's property. It was almost 3,000 acres when he passed away. We now operate about 1,000 acres of that under the Patrick Henry Memorial Foundation. We got that section of the Quarter Place Trail, which was a half-mile trail going down to the end of the cemetery at the bottom of the hill, and then you come back up. And they have a couple of the remains of some enslaved or tenant cabins. The foundations are still there. But it's got the original tobacco barn, been there since at least, we think, probably about like 1820. The original ordering pit. It's got some other sites. But what we do once a year is, I guess the easiest way to explain it is we are finally giving the voice to those that were voiceless during this amazing time that really defined not only that area, it defined basically national history with it. And what was amazing about those that stayed at the Quarter Place, the ones that stayed made this amazing community that kind of developed around it. And it was, schools that came and businesses that started, and a whole portion of Brookneal was founded because of this African-American community that decided to stay there. You don't see that a lot happening. So this is our time that we are able to give back to them what they should have always had there. That voice should have always been there.
Right.
So we have a celebration during that from 11 to 3:30, completely free to the public. We have what we start off with like an opening ceremony that's down at the cemetery. We have the reading of the names for those that we finally were able to identify the names and their descendants. We have a beautiful woman that comes out from Williamsburg, and she plays the harp and she sings old hymnals with it, which is just absolutely amazing. And then opening remarks. And then we go back up to the top of the trail into the historic area, and we have a massive white tent, an event tent that we have set up. We do a huge catered lunch for everyone that's free. And we put it on. We started, me and two of the other ladies on staff started doing all the catering for it. We had people there last year that thought it was a wedding bouquet, a wedding banquet, because we had so much food out there. Yeah. Because we just wanted to see that everybody was like having a good time and taken care of. Mm. So they go up, they have lunch. We have about like an hour break. They eat the lunch, they explore the grounds. We're going to have living history demonstrations out there. We have vendors and exhibitors that are out there. So there's also artisans. We have a gentleman that's coming out from Killian Pottery that is basically making pottery on site. Mm. We have it. So I think we've got 11 or 12 vendors now. By the way, still looking for more if somebody wants to sign up. Okay. And then afterwards, we have our keynote speaker, which amazingly this year we have Martin Towns. And I'm not sure if they're familiar with them. Martin Towns is the deputy butler for the executive mansion for the governor. But his family has been with the governor's mansion, I think they're like 40 something years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then like 3 generations. And in fact, his father, Tootie, has been there for so long and with so many first families for Virginia that he just had a portrait put up in the governor's mansion because he's been there for so long. Oh, wow. He's a legacy, and the town's family are a legacy. Plus, Martin is a leading historian for the state of Virginia as well, and as well for the African-American community. So he's going to be our keynote speaker. Then we're going to do a panel discussion with some key individuals that are going to talk about the legacy of Red Hill and the development of community for how that just exploded with the schools and other community services that it basically established kind of that little niche that was there in Brookneal. And then afterwards we'll have some singing. It's a day of I hate saying, it's just a day of revival, but it's a great experience for those who are local and those who aren't local, that you just get to enjoy being around everybody. It's fellowship. I guess that's the easiest way to kind of explain it, because you're bringing individuals from the Patrick Henry era and the individuals from the enslaved era, and you're bringing those family members back together, and they're sitting on a panel together, and they're discussing just everything that's been going on. The aesthetics of that are just mind blowing when you have a descendant of Patrick Henry, or someone from the Henry family or legacy sitting at the same table that you would from someone that was from the enslaved community. Who would have thought that would have happened? Mm-hmm. It happened right here at Red Hill
Right.
with it. So yeah, so we do it this is going to be our 5th year for it. Oh, and we have the Kumba dancers that are coming. They're coming as well.
They're always in the parade every year. I
Yeah,
love
so
them.
they're going to be. I think they're bringing like 22 people. So I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot of people.
yeah, yeah. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of life. It's a celebration of community, of family, of legacy, and it's being able to celebrate just going out there and enjoying, the site. I mean, you don't have to be a history lover to go out to the site. You can go out there and bring a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
And you pay the entrance fee, and just in case you want to go through the buildings. But we have 2 beautiful hiking trails now, so you can go on the hiking trails as well. So there's plenty of places you can explore and other options for you if you aren't that history buff with it. And it's not a large site.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have you been out before?
I have not, so I definitely need to. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. Let me take that back. I have when I was really young.
Most people
so
say
I
that.
do not remember much about it. So it's definitely something that I want to go back and explore. Kind of like Mike said, you go to these places when you're younger and you don't remember.
But you've been out, Mike, though, haven't you?
I don't think I have.
I thought you had been out.
So I don't think so.
People.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Smack
have to
my
make a
hand.
plan.
You need to
scheming.
you need to give me a call and find out when Patrick is going to be on site, and then we can have you all come out and give you a personal
Yes,
tour.
that would be great.
You got a personal tour from Patrick Henry.
I would
Dell.
love to do that. That would be
And then I'll just tag along and be annoying.
yes. Not the annoying part. Not the yes, you'll be annoying part, but the yes, I would like to do
it's
that.
And it's amazing. So we have people if you love nature, we have a national champion. We have the Osage orange tree. That's the largest tree in the United States for that tree.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea how it made it out there. It's over 350 years old. The canopy on it's like something like 90 feet. I mean, it's absolutely insane. But it's not indigenous here. We have no idea. We think it may have been
to be brought here.
We think it may have been brought in by the Sapani Indians, because we do have remnants of a village, a Native American village that is down near the river, and they think that may have been where it was brought in from, like a trade route. People can't go down to the village. I've had people like, "Oh, can we go down there?" Like, we don't even go down there.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that there's certain areas there's certain areas within the Stanton River that still have the footprint of Patrick Henry. We have some of his fish traps that are still visible in the water. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
With it, like over since the 1700s, you got fish traps out there. You got to come out.
We're gonna do. Yeah, that would be
We
really
need to plan
cool.
like a CVABC day or something.
That would be fun.
See, and then if you get you have we have people that come out and they kayak. They put in upriver and they'll come down the backside of the Stanton River and they'll look. You can depending on what season you're at. You can when you're in the Stanton River, you can see up. You'll be looking up at the hill and seeing Red Hill that way.
Very cool.
But you can't see the river from us anymore. When you're on the property, it is so overgrown with trees that it's virtually impossible to even see where the river frontage is. But it's there, I promise.
It's there. It's hidden.
It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ask every guest that comes on the podcast 2 questions.
Yeah.
Right. So one is, how long has Patrick Henry the Red Hill been part of the CVABC?
I think it's so. How long have you all been did you start? How long have you guys been around? Because it's almost since you all started.
Well, so
It's changed in 2019.
yeah, so we were the Lynchburg Retail Merchants Association. I think you guys joined around 2020.
That's what
Right around that time.
when I was talking with
2019. Yeah.
Hope, our CEO, she goes, I think we've been there since like right when they started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think it's been about that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you feel like is the greatest benefit of being part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
Oh my gosh, the outreach has been amazing. The footprint that we have from working with you all is just, and I've only been the community engagement coordinator and one of the historians for a year and a half now. It's absolutely remarkable how far that you can get just information out just by going through working with you all with it. And it's been, and all the benefits that you get with being a member, you can't even put a price tag on that. I don't think so with it.
Yeah.
We were talking about that yesterday in a delegate meeting.
We were.
So,
that's a good thing. And and the fact that you go out, it's not like people have to come here.
Mm-hmm.
You especially have, I met you when I think I started, it was like, I'd only been at work for maybe like 3 or 4 weeks when I first met you. And you're like out and out Appomattox and you're traveling all over the place. That says a lot to me. That says a lot. That means you're willing to not just be behind that desk.
Yes.
You are the face of the community.
Don't put me behind a desk.
Heather also has a standing desk, right? But it's a regular size desk. She's just really short.
She's really short. I know.
So I've been holding on to that since we talked about the standing desk. So I'm glad I got to fit it in.
I did want to ask too, and we forgot to mention this with our first guest.
Oh, no.
How can people get a hold of you at Red Hill? Or where is it located at? What's a good way for them to find out more information?
So our website, of course, www, very simple, .redhill.org. You go on the website. It literally lists absolutely everything, contact numbers, people, staff, events. It lists every event that we have that's coming up. And if for any of those history buffs that want to learn a little bit free history, we do free lectures once a month, and it's called Red Hill Rediscovered. I'm strongly encouraging anyone to go in and register for this one because it's coming next Tuesday. Mark Cuvion, who is our leading Patrick Henry historian, he was with Williamsburg, I think, for like 30 something years, but he wrote several books, and he's our leading contact for anything that we have, any questions, we contact Mark. So he's doing it, but he's doing a discussion with Patrick Henry Jolly.
Oh, very cool.
So they are talking about the legacy of Patrick Henry being a landowner, a distiller. Most people don't realize that. And a land speculator and a lawyer. So Patrick Henry was one of those founding fathers, one of the very few that when he died, did not die in debt. He was able to leave money and property and or plantations to all of his surviving children. I think there was like 11 that were left surviving when he passed. And either they got land, or if you were a female, you got money. So he made sure every single one of his children were taken care of with it.
And which is probably the reason Red Hill still exists, because it wasn't sold off to pay debt.
And, because if you look at it and hashing against with like Thomas Jefferson or with, at Mount Vernon or Monticello, they had to sell off. Like when Washington passed away, they started selling off property. When Jefferson passed away, they started selling off property, and they still weren't able to settle all of his debts. Most people don't realize if you passed away in debt, it didn't die with you.
Right.
They went after your family, even if it was the smallest connection of a family member, tax collectors and people that you owed money to. They were going to go after you with it. Patrick Henry never had that happen with it. And he could have lost. I mean, he was our governor of Virginia 5 times. He literally did not make money while he was governor because he didn't land speculate. He thought that was a little kind of questionable. But he always made sure that even when he was not feeling well and he knew that he was getting ready to die, he still made sure that he was out on being an attorney. He's a very complicated man, but a very quiet individual, I think is the easiest way to explain him. And that's what I think I hope that's what they get when they come back after they go out there. But we're in Brookneal. Very small community. I think we got a population of like 900 people now. There's 4 places that you can eat there in town. And don't be a little surprised if your GPS doesn't work. Because we are off grid, but it's a beautiful site. It's absolutely beautiful with it.
Well, thank you for joining us today and coming on the show. And
this was fun.
It has been, I've been captivated the whole half hour just talking and listening to you talk about it. So for those of you listening in, you can find out more information, like Michelle said, on their website. And if you have your day open, check out the Quarter Place Tribute coming up at the end of September. It sounds awesome.
And it's free. And all you got to do is if you register. All I ask is people to register. That doesn't mean you can't come if you forget. Registration is for me to be able to keep account, to know how much food I have to make how much food that me and the other staff have to make. Yep. That's about it. But if you find something that you wanted to do that day, September 26th, come on out.
And I will also mention, because I said we forgot to do it when they were here, our first guest at La Quinta and Ridgeview Event Center, they are located at 3320 Candlers Mountain Road. We've talked about that they were over near the River Ridge Mall area, but that is their exact location. But if you are interested in contacting them to reserve the event space or to book a room, that's 434-509-4150. And of course, as with all of our guests, if you need more information, want to find out some of this contact information, you can also do that by going to
cvabc.org. Have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks, guys.